your role in this drama we call life.
That gets back to, is there a role, or is it just you're going to experience all this stuff and then you're going to be dead, and then there's nothing? Or is there
You
really
believe
something?
there's a purpose in your life?
I can't really see it. I think there's things that I could do that right now would help people with an experience like I just went through, and maybe they could handle it better.
How would you do that?
I'm trying to write a song to put that feeling in their head so that they will go off and think about it, because I think that people should think about it. I should have thought about it. I should have, the mistake that I made, if I made a mistake, I can understand why I made the mistake, okay? But I think that people should ask themselves that question, because it's horrible when it happens to you, because you don't know. And other people go like, well, so-and-so died. I lost this, okay? And sometimes you can go like, yeah, I've been through that. I've had that type of, person in my life that isn't there, okay? But then you get somewhere when it is like, you really can't. You can't comfort them to the point of, yeah, I know what you're going through, because you don't. You haven't really felt that experience, okay? But I think that people should actually think about it a little bit. And only the people that actually give a shit, because a lot of people don't.
So that's a purpose.
They're just self-centered.
So you're talking about a very high level of purpose.
Yeah, well, it's something that I feel that I could do, okay? But at the same point, when I say to myself, okay, should you do that or not? It's like, does it really make a difference? Because then again, it needs to have this other reason. Okay? Is it there or not there?
What does your heart of hearts tell you?
It tells me I probably should, try to be nice and help people, but if I don't, it's not going to make that big a difference in the overall scheme of shit.
And what about your mission to make other people aware of what happened to you, so it doesn't happen to them?
I kind of try to, people that seem to care, people that sort of want to feel or understand that, I try to, in a very nice, quietly way, like I'm speaking now, low and not being all crazy, try to explain that to them. And then tell them, my advice would be to just go and think about it. And just use the analogy of the light switch, okay? Because I don't know what other analogy to give you. And just think, what would your life be like if that just ended tomorrow? And we have people now, people are dying from corona, and they're old people, and they've got health problems. And I've had people die. I've had a woman die in my arms, took her last breath, okay? But it's like, you can sit there and go like, well, okay, but they were old, they were pretty worn out, something got them that did that, but all these other ones didn't, okay? So I don't know. And then you go past all of that to does it really make a difference?
But you have to acknowledge the events in your life, the story of your life, of what's happened to you, and that they were certainly not random. You can't really believe that those events in your life and this woman coming in your life and you really believe those they were acts of randomness, or did they have a purpose?
Because it sort of happens, some people get to experience that, some people don't, okay?
But you.
But me.
Why were you chosen to have that experience?
You're saying I was chosen.
Why were you chosen? Why were you chosen to have an angel come into your life? Why?
That becomes the question.
Were you? Did you do something to deserve it? Did you do something to
experience that? Yeah. That's my question. Is why the why me, which I would write into a song, okay? And I would try to write the song as a why me to. It's like the person that's bitching. God, why me? Why'd you do this to me? Why'd you make me suffer? And I don't know how exactly to write that, where you get that idea in your head, listening to it, and then at the end go no, why did you pick me to have this wonderful thing? Okay, because obviously, if you're there, there's something there. Okay, it was intentional.
Do you have any doubt about that?
I just can't figure out what that possibly could be at the end of everything, and I don't like some of the answers.
And what kind of answers do you have?
The answer I don't like is I don't want a supreme being answer.
Why?
because it's a superior being. I would rather we all be the being.
I think
We're all
it's
part of that thing.
I think that's the thing that you adored in this woman, is that she didn't have an ego.
That's right.
And the fact that you
Well,
you
then does
don't like
God-
a superior
well, then
being
does God- then-
is
then
a,
does
is
this
a
supreme-
problem with your ego.
Does this supreme God, okay, have that ego?
It's really about your ego.
Well, I don't know. It's just about whether there's
Because
some-
if there's a supreme God, you don't like the idea that there's a supreme God that would have authority over you.
I don't think that there should be someone having authority over
Should be
everyone. I don't think there should be someone.
but
I mean,
maybe
it's our whole thing we do now with ourselves, where we all try to like get along. We have this huge like social fucking problem right now that's being more manufactured than not. Okay, of all playing against each other. Okay, I'm colorblind. Right? I don't see color. Okay, I don't see religious, affliction problems as it matters. Okay, I think everybody can have their religious affliction, and hopefully it works for you, and hopefully you can figure it out, and you're better for it. Okay. But, I don't know. It just isn't, I would hate to think that then there's this thing that's controlling the whole thing. And some of it's horrible and some of it's wonderful. Why? Why make that horrible shit? You don't need the horrible shit. You're already this thing. You just want to watch everybody bang through this crap that they go through. It's like when the hurricanes are coming, right? Which we down here seem to fight all the time, okay? They put the cone of horror up, and you look at the cone of horror, and it's like, oh my God, we're in the center of the cone, and we're off to the side of the cone, and we all sit here and collectively go, all right, get your shit together. Hopefully, I'll be here. I got a place here you can stay and make sure this doesn't get destroyed. We'll tie all our boats up and do all our shit, right? But the whole time we're doing that, we're going, don't hit us. And what we really say is, get that guy. Because it's going to go somewhere, right? Someone else is going to get run over by this horrible thing, okay? But we all sit there and go like, oh God, please, just make it move that way a little bit. And then we just didn't really care about the other person. They just got run over by the damn thing. So it's kind of like, it's like, what do you do? If someone's going to get run over by it. And in my case, I hope it's not me. But at the same time, I don't want that asshole getting run over either. Or I consider and go like, maybe you shouldn't be living there because that's a pretty high intensity spot to get run over. You're taking that risk of you're going to get hit with this thing. Hope you're ready for that. I don't know. So now the randomness is like, who stuck you in that little motorbike next to me with your camera?
is there a purpose in that?
Yeah, was there a purpose to that?
Yeah. I believe, from my point of view, from this side of the camera, is that this moment was supposed to happen for an eternity, and it just happened here, and that you had some.
Did Don or Marvin actually get it or not?
You had something to say. I had something to say.
Yeah.
I guided.
I appreciate what you said.
We had this conversation together.
And it's not like a conversation that I haven't had with myself and other people. I mean, I happen to be, if we're going to use the word blessed again, okay, I had people in my life that were just brilliant, theologians, I guess, for lack of a better term probably, but people that actually studied religion, okay? I mean, I had nuns around me that were very, very well educated, very well, they were scholarly to thinking. I've had Jesuits around me who were incredible individuals. I mean, it's like you had, someone from the Masada around you. Like, that's an incredible individual. And that person that actually got to that level to doing what they did is rare. I mean, to be able to sit and pick his brain. I mean, for you to be able to sit down and like.
I never got a.
I
never got
probably
a.
should have asked. Okay?
I know.
I
asked. For 30 years. I asked, but he wouldn't throw me a crumb.
I'm sure he threw you a bunch of crumbs and they went over your head and you missed them. But I'm sure he gave you some good pointers.
Nothing.
No good pointers in life.
No,
I'm
talking about
in your life and
no,
how you
in
should
terms
live
of
your life. Like what he actually did. I mean, that's like dealing with the mob guys that are around you. You go like, kind of knew something was happening there, but like didn't realize how connected they really were, you know. But damn it, they were connected.
So what's the rest of your life need to look like to what's it need to what's the you're 67 you said?
I'll be 67 in a few months.
You're 66 years old, right? Let's say you live to 90. Let's say 100.
Well,
right?
my mother keeps like trying to like like curse me with.
What do you want that to look like? How
I don't know. The way I feel right now, I don't think I want to get there. You know, and the way the world is right now, I don't think I want to get there. I mean, and only from the part of the world I've experienced to this. I mean, if my grandfather came back today, and my father was alive today, they'd be bitch slapping the shit out of us right now. I mean, we just aren't getting it, okay? And they did. You know, they were part of that generation. You know, the greatest generation shit. You know, and we're just screwing it up.
No, but you have your generation and you have your mission. And what is your mission,
To
Marvin?
try to connect those two together, I guess. But I just
Marvin,
Oh,
Marvin, what's your mission? I don't know what your name is. Guy in the Jeep, right? What is your mission?
You know, I try to, in my limited ability to do it, explain that to younger people. Okay. And
Explain what?
The fact that they've got to be a little bit more thinking about what they're doing and less reactionary to their own little la la land, and get, okay, that collectively it does make a difference. Okay, I mean, look what's going on right now. We're going to have an election like very soon. Okay, and everybody's got this horns of a dilemma for their team. Okay, and I keep telling them, like, you can't root for a team like you're rooting for your local sports team. I mean, you root for your local sports team. You were born in an area, your uncle, your brother, your Uncle Tanous, you all rooted for this team. Well, now the team can't catch the ball, they can't freaking field, they can't freaking hit, the pitchers are horrible, okay? And they lose most of the time, okay? But you root for them because they're your local guys, okay? And you bitch because they're not winning. But it doesn't affect your life, really, other than you feel a little sad that they screwed up. But when you do that with politics, okay, when that team starts fucking up, your life got fucked up.
Well, what about your father and your grandfather?
As far as what?
Part of the greatest generation, you said.
They did wonderful shit, you know, and they raised their families and they tried to, like, you know.
But now it's your turn.
Except I don't have family to raise.
No, but it's
I
your.
can just pass on other people.
No,
like
so
people,
but it's
you know,
your it's
be more
your
conservative
it's
and
your
think about it
turn
more,
to make
you
a
know.
difference. So what difference do you want to
I've
make?
made differences in my life. I've played politics.
No, so I'm
I've
talking
done
about
all
the
that
rest of
stuff.
your life.
I don't know. I think I'm just tired and done.
You're done?
I think so.
Your mission is done?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, because I think if not, it'll just drive me crazy.
Really?
I just don't think I'll like the outcome.
Wow.
I think it's time for me to just go like sit on my boat if I can ever get it together without the hurricanes killing it and everything else, and just go fishing, play some music, you know, learn how to really play that guitar. Oh, that's right, my hands are now suffering from old age.
But
Yeah.
what about what you said about the impact you want to make on younger people? There is a sense of mission in you,
It's
Marvin.
not that I want to make the impact. It's just that when I'm confronted with it, I try to pass that on to them, and in a way that they sort of get it. Okay, I mean, it's still your decisions to make, but like make better decisions. Okay, and don't be all me about it. You know, it's like I said. One of the things that really struck me with my dad, okay, was if you had to go put something in the car. So I said, this item needs to be in the car. He didn't say, go put this in my car. He would say, go put it in the car. Okay? So I get upset when people, like I just made the illusion before of, you know, when people talk about their license or their airplane pilot's license or their this, okay? It's not. I have one of those. I mean, I have one. I have a fairly good one. I have a fairly good captain's license.
A fairly good
a lot
what?
larger than a lot of these people that are driving boats around here.
What do you have?
My captain's license.
Uh-huh.
It's, you know, it's a larger ticket than most of these people have. Okay. Now, it doesn't really matter, you know. But, you know, I don't say it's my ticket. I say I have a ticket. It's a ticket. I possess it. Okay. Everybody else has decided I can actually go do this. They allow me to do it without like putting me in jail. And hopefully, I don't kill anybody in the process. Which is one of the things I do with boats. Most people don't, by the way. The stuff I do to a boat, I figure out what is the boat doing. Okay? Where's it? When I install this instrument or I put something somewhere, it's not just sitting here at the dock being nice and it's not raining and it's a beautiful day and I go, oh, it looks good there. Okay. I think about what's going to happen when this thing really is rolling over its side and I'm slipping on the deck and the thing's probably sinking at the bow and I've got to go figure out what the hole is that's in it. Okay. Will this thing function then? Can I reach it then? Can I actually get to it? Can I make it do what it's supposed to be doing? Okay. So maybe I shouldn't put it where it looks best. Maybe I should put it where it functions best. Okay.
And how do you apply that philosophy to
I
life?
think we should just apply that to life in general. Like my dad would always say to me, and I think it was a good advice, was like, everywhere you go, make it better than when you got there.
My wife says that
And
all the time.
sometimes it's simple to do that with. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, if you walk into a bathroom, okay, there's a communal bathroom, okay, and you wash your hands and you get the sink a little dirty. You wipe the sink better than it was when you walked in the room. Just make it a little cleaner.
That's
Okay?
a
You don't
that's
have
a
to
beautiful
clean, you don't have to clean the
philosophy.
entire like room, but just make that little piece a little better than you did. And do that everywhere.
That's a beautiful
Okay? And
philosophy.
if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right.
And what and on a global mystical level, what does that mean? What's that saying? What are you? What's that?
I just think collectively our lives would be a little better. I mean, we would all just get along better. But I mean, the bottom line is, even if we all got along better, does it make a rat's ass difference? Because that sun's going to zephyr and just burn it all to a crisp. It's like when people sit there and say, "Save the planet, save the Earth." Save it for what? It's not going anywhere for a few thousand million years until the sun zephyrs, and it's just going to be. And if we were all to catch, a plague that wipes us all out, humans are off the planet. Okay, there's still going to be shit here.
Marvin,
It's still here.
let me ask you a
It's
question.
still here. It didn't go anywhere.
Let me ask you a
It's
question.
just we ain't here experiencing it.
Question.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Ready?
Yep.
You had one wish. Think about it hard,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe I'm a genie, right? One wish.
Yeah.
One wish.
And one wish.
You had one wish.
What would it be?
One wish.
Probably not to screw that wish up, but that probably just did.
One wish. What would it be? One thing that you would like to. One wish that could change the world. That could
change the world.
That could just change
Oh,
the.
man,
That could change the universe. That could change everything. Yet,
I think the guy coming down is standing on the freaking lawn and telling us all it's really him.
that would be your wish.
I would think so. But
Do you
then
think-
I don't know. I don't know what his purpose is to not have already done it.
Do you think that if he did that, people would accept it and believe it?
Maybe. Or,
Huh?
they would get that it doesn't really exist and doesn't matter. It's like that movie they made about the space guy that came down, right? The day the Earth stood still or whatever, okay? This guy flies into Washington, D.C. or whatever in this big spaceship. And he lands, and they send out the National Guard and everybody, and they're all lining up. And this little freaking robot thing comes out, melts all the cars, and does all this shit. And this very wise gentleman is standing there that seems to have control over this robot. Tells everybody, hey, I'm here to tell you people to just get along, stop this bullshit. And they all don't want to believe him. So he goes, okay, I'm going to prove to you like what power I really have. So he makes time stop. But he does it right out on the town green where everybody can watch him do it. And then he tells them, okay, what we did was we made these robots that anytime we get out of line, they snuff out the shit that's out of line. And that keeps us in line. Well, if that's God, why wouldn't he just do that now? Why wouldn't he just come down now and say, okay, try to give you the word, try to give you some help a few thousand years ago. You guys just sort of didn't get it, okay? We're going to revisit this, okay? And just do it again. And then the reason would be is why doesn't he? If he exists. Same thing about these aliens flying around, these spaceships that everybody says is there, okay? Why wouldn't they just say, hey, we're these guys? I mean, we can come in, pop out, zip by you guys like you aren't even there. We obviously can sit there and communicate with you, but we're not.
Do you believe in
wouldn't.
extraterrestrial beings?
I think that there's something going on. But my particular thought on it is, it's us. And we're time traveling.
What do you mean?
Means we're coming back from another dimensional time thing, okay? And we can't tell you that that's what's happening, because then you won't do what you're supposed to do now to get to that point in time. Because why else wouldn't you just tell us? And if the governments know when they've got all of this education shit and they hide it from us, why are they hiding it, okay? Why not just come out and say, hey, this is what's fucking happening, okay? But they don't. So my thought would then be is, why aren't you telling us? Why are you hiding this? So my solution to all of that would be that it's us. And they can't tell us that it's us. And we wouldn't just go do what we got to do to get to them.
Marvin, it's been a really fascinating conversation with you. It was really nice to hear your
My crazy lunatic way of looking at the world.
your crazy lunatic views of the world. Right? It was interesting. I enjoyed it. I
enjoyed having the conversation.
Yeah.
With you, because I think about it all the time. But I mean, it's like it forces me.
I think about it all the time too.
It forces me to put it into perspective. You know? And I have taken time. Like I said, I've had very wonderful, deep-thinking human beings around me, and discussed it with them, and we were able to discuss it rather than being taught it. Like, I mean, I had educators that didn't teach you what to think, but taught you how to think.
That's the awesomest part.
And I think that's what teachers should do. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of them don't get that.
Great. Awesome. I'm going to sign off.
Okay.
Okay.
It said hide that somewhere.
All right. And
if I see some god standing on like on the mall in DC, I'll know you had something to do with it. Say wow.
that guy with the camera
he
in the
was,
Jeep,
he was out collecting thoughts of people, what they really want. Okay, I can give him this one.
You're good. Thank you for your openness and for the dialogue and for the conversation.
You know, I think we all should pretty much have dialogues like that, and maybe we wouldn't all be like hating each other and thinking that we hate each other when we don't.
You have any closing thought or statement you'd like to say?
Keep rambling on forever. And if you keep pulling different thoughts out of me, I'll ramble off on that.
All right, good. Thank you. Do you want to tell me what your real name is, Marvin?
Not really.
Okay, thank you.
I'll ask yours though.
Mine is Shmuel.
Well, I was sitting here in the car. I got my cat here. I was making sure he was happy before I left him in the sun.
Where's the cat?
He's sitting down here in this little box. He's sleeping. This is Billy. Billy's the charge of my life. And he's like a very sweet little kid. He's the first cat I've ever actually raised. But he's kind of a quirky little animal.
Okay.
He's a little different than most animals because most people would probably raise him the way I raised them. Or I just got lucky and got one that would like just put up with the crap that I did.
Thank you, Marvin. Guy in the Jeep. I know your name's not really Marvin, but you are the guy in the Jeep.
I think if you go back and listen to that thing again, you'll get a name.
I just wanted to.
I think a name was stuck in there at some point.
I just wanted a name to attach.
And by the way, sitting here where you were talking to your son, I guess it was your son, I liked the way you talked to him. You like over and over again told him basically you loved him by I'm happy for you and I'm happy for what you're doing, son. This is good stuff, you know. I think that was very positive.
Thank you.
I would like to think that
Thank you.
most people would do that, but they don't.
All right. Thank you. And signing off.